Hello, Narnach here. Welcome back to Path of Exile. So this is the second of my mapping episodes, and this episode we are going to have a look at the tropical island. This dropped in the last episode from Piety, and apparently it's one of the easier tier 1 maps, and since I tried to take them from easy to hard, it's an excellent fit for the job. So we have the desert and the dunes left, as well as Sacrifice at Dawn, which technically rolls at level 69, making it on par with tier 2. And I got myself an arcade map that dropped from Piety as well. So slowly I'm getting some tier 2 maps, but it would be nice to get more tier 1s, because I don't have them all just yet. So let's do something fun with this. Let's enchant it. So, monster reflects physical damage. Actually, I'm perfectly okay with that since I don't deal physical damage. So, you can have that. And let's augment it. Monsters gain 1 endurance charge every 20 seconds. It makes them a little bit tougher, but it's not prohibitively worse. And endurance, it actually grants resistances against everything except for chaos. Just double check. Yeah, see, it's physical reduction and elemental, so I don't actually have any downsides to it. Unless there's discharges, of course, then they are boosted a slight bit. And the charges don't start accumulating until I actually see them, so most enemies will not have a lot of them. So let's go with that. So a change from my usual setup is that I've put the talismans. I always keep a full set of 5 talismans on me. I decided to put those in my stash, so I got 5 extra slots available to compensate for carrying the tower key with me, because I haven't been there just yet. Okay, double check. I got my enchants up, my golem is here. Let's go treasure hunting. As with the previous map, I actually haven't studied up on what's in here, so I'm going in more or less blind. All I know is that the map, the boss is not supposed to be very hard. He's supposed to be on the same level as the bishop in the crypt. And the level tends to have a reasonably predictable layout without backtracking. So I'm assuming it's going to be something like the ledge or the southern forest, where this seems to be based on. Ooh, okay, that's a nice way to start. Curse immune. So, because monsters are not curse immune here, I am actually running with my Temporal Change Blasphemy setup as my defensive option rather than a discipline, which I had last time. And in an effort to deal a bit better with corpses where necessary, I'm now carrying a devouring totem. Detonate dead only detonates dead when there's actually enemies nearby, which is not very useful if you're trying to preemptively clear a field of enemies. While devouring totem, as long as your mana is not full or your life is not full, it will just happily consume corpses, and I can just cast my vulnerability curse as many times as I want. Ooh, eternal flasks, that's nice. I've been meaning to get more of those. It's mostly levels where there's necromancers and things like that, or if there's a strong box that has detonate corpses, you just want to get rid of them. And having a devouring totem on me seems like a reasonable way to do that. Ideally I go with flesh offering on a spellcasting totem, because flesh offering just explodes a lot of corpses. Blind, I don't particularly care about that. Also devours. So I also did a second run of the crypt since I found a second map. And the monster selection was different, so it truly seems to be a random selection of monsters every time you go through, or maybe there's a set of monsters that can spawn on the maps. But it's nice, a bit of variety. You don't get the same level all the time and the same monsters all the time if you're running maps, so that actually adds some replayability to this bit of endgame content. So that's very useful. Let's see, let's kill these guys and then swing over to the other side of the map. Ooh, something took out my energy shield. Let's kite a little bit. So that's my bone offering on switch. Still leveling that one. What's this? Devouring totem. Ah, strength limits. Let's right click to keep it away. Superior Crimson Raiment. But it's a level 48 item, so I don't really want it. I was gonna say weave over to the other side just so I do a full clear in one go rather than having to backtrack alongside one coast, which feels a bit redundant. But I understand what they meant with predictable map. This is more or less a tropical version of the ledge, or a foresty with water on the side version. It's not really tropical, is it? Okay, we've caught up with the other side, so we can weave back to there. Here, you explode. Explode everything. Very curious to the boss. That's just keeping my eyes open, see what the boss does. What kind of boss it will be. If it's going to be something that's one of the types that's already here, like a devourer boss or a ape chieftain boss. Also a talisman carrier over there. A deep one. Thank you for that one. So, you zig and you zag. So there's double lines there. I wonder if there's a side branch. Or if it's just there as a decorative thing. Let's first kill the hair bony crunchers, then we grab the scroll. Let's not get into the habit of putting ourselves in danger just for the sake of a scroll of identification. Raise something. Hey! Something is making things immortal. And that something seems to be you. Just one of the nice side effects of the Devouring Totem is also that it regenerates your mana for you. 27 mana per corpse it explodes. So if you have a look, 56 and 46 mana for each cast. That means 2 corpses to restore a single cast. Which works pretty well. Though luckily, it's a very efficient skill combo, Contagion Essence Drain. Oh, there was a side thing there. I glanced over it. Let's have a look. Where is it? Can I go there? Ooh, I can go over there. Did that thing just dodge to the side? Wow. So if this is... I'm not supposed to be here, I think. Or is there gonna be a thing that wraps around? Very intrigued now. So that's why you have teleportation skills or teleportation-like skills. To get to the places where you might not have to be, or it's not quite intended that you get there. On the other hand, if the level is U-shaped, I would eventually have gotten here anyway. Then I just have to backtrack anyway. So, yeah. That's the nice thing about going into a map the first time. You don't know what's random, you don't know what's fixed. you don't know what's the goal. The Flora's Gifts, 5 link staff, item level 66. You need 5 pieces of the cards. It's the first time I find it. Might be unique to this. It sounds like it might be unique to this map in the Flora's Gift. And this is the tropical island after all. Her mask. It's 2 cards in 1 screen. Also there's a vegan there who wants attention. Well, that's... They were enchanted. Also, eternal life flasks. Might be picking up more things than I should, but yeah, whatever. Oh, you get a sacrifice fragment for 4 of these. So that's a reference to Atziri's mask. And this is actually Assassin's Myths. 58. That's probably better than what I got. So let's bring them along and make it into a crafting project. Maybe it's 4 linked sockets. Also a vegan side area. That's gonna be fun. I always enjoy those battles. Okay, hello there. Might actually make him turn level 5. This is level 69, so that's +1 on the outside area. Does he have any buddies around? Oh, he's alone this time. Okay, last time I encountered him, he had 2 buddies. That was significantly more interesting than him by himself. So, put a wither totem up.
So here's how this works.
Begin combat. Okay, he went for the totem first. Okay. Putting vulnerability on him just to keep him at a distance. I mean, the moment he gets close, of course, he gets enchanted again with temp change, which is my defensive option. Here. And that was you. Thank you. Level 5. And he didn't even drop anything useful. And again, didn't have to. He's level 5 now, that's good. And that was a nice distraction. I enjoy it when maps have little distractions like that. Corrupted side areas, also very nice. I think I still need to find a corrupted side area inside of a map for my achievements, for the corruption related achievements. On the other hand, I might actually just end up corrupting a map and running it. Interesting things can happen that way. Okay, so glorious blood, no. Okay. There's oh wow, there's actually a ritual site or stone circle here. Someone is trying to annoy me here with curses. That has been fixed. And I got a varnished coat. Evasion energy shield. That is what I'm using. Carcass jack. That's a level 62 item. That's a huge amount of energy shield and evasion. What's the downside? There's always a downside. So extra evasion and energy shield, just over the top. Extra life, resist all. 20% increased radius of area skills, 12% increased area damage, and extra gore. Okay. I don't see any downsides to this, besides the fact that I'm probably gonna have spent a lot of these jeweler's orbs to get 5 or 6 sockets on this. But this is a freaking awesome unique. And especially since my contagion is an area skill. 20% extra radius is insane. This it's a very good run so far, just based on finding that one. I am very pleased. Well, now all I have to do is stay alive. That's one tiny little thing on the wish list. Just stay alive. Okay, so stone altar, I have to go back eventually to put stuff away. And then I'll just grab it. There's a cave here. Why is there a cave here? Okay. Why is there a cave here? Is that because the boss is in its own room? At least there's a path back. Okay, so potentially this is the boss room. Let's be cautious. I read that some bosses have their own room. There's dead things here. A lot of dead things here. Keep a wither totem ready. Let's be extra cautious. So I'm walking downwards. I never enjoy... Oh, wait. So this cave just takes me to the other side. I made a circle. It's the raised zombie gem that was lying there that gave it away. So if you actually paid more attention to the map than me and were spotted it, that must have looked really silly. Okay, so I'm actually just gonna run. Probably should have taken the cave back. Ooh, gem cutter strongbox. That's ideal. Contain gems have experience. Random curse. Pack of monsters. Lightning storm. Okay, this is gonna be fun. Let's do a bit of a clear to this side. Okay. But oh, yeah, let's kill this pack as well. You never really want adds if you're fighting a swarm of monsters, and this does count as a swarm of monsters. So, guarded by a pack of magic monsters on top of 3 regular packs. So let's put that one there. Hit it and pour it out. And then set it afire. Contagion Essence Drain tends to clear large packs as if they're just a couple of monsters. So, minion life at level 16. Summoned Chaos Golem at level 19. Temp Change level 2 and Power Siphon at 14. So what's my Chaos Golem like right now? 17. This is 19. I can use it. That's nice. 4% extra life on the Chaos Golem. I'm not gonna complain about that. The temp change is lower, and I think my temp change actually has quality on it. Ruby Axe. Infernal Sword. It's a large item, but it's there nonetheless. I was gonna go to town anyway. So let's stick to the bottom here, just finish exploring it. And then at the zone circle we go to town, drop everything in the stash and grab my talismans so we can run this. So hideout. So I've got my 2 sword box. It's also very nice having that box after a run. You can just see all the stuff you actually found. It's actually quite a lot sometimes. So, okay. And we go back. Way back. Second portal, go. Okay, stone altar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is just tier 1s actually, so it doesn't really, it's not going to be overly exciting. At this point in time, I'd settle for just defeating this and enjoying my carcass jack afterwards rather than going for very exciting. You're a nullifier. That doesn't sound very nice. Okay, well, as I said, didn't go for very exciting, but we got a Hex Claw, which is a legit tier 2. Okay, let's just path around Vegan. And then see if we can find the boss. Got a suspicion it's gonna be not going to be very long until we actually find the boss. Hello there, Devourers. Here, I have an essence ring. Superior eternal life. That sounds good. Who doesn't want a superior eternal life? I mean, superior to just regular eternal life. Especially if you're gonna have the eternal life, might as well make it better than the standard package. Hey, why are you hiding there in between trees? But you know, only creepy monsters hide in between trees. Let's see. I'm very curious to see what the boss is like. And what the rewards are gonna be. But so far, blue maps haven't been overly exciting yet in terms of difficulty. Which, no, just easing myself into maps, that's not a bad thing. But I think I will have to have a look at just seeing if I can increase the difficulty of some maps a little bit. By maybe not using transmutation orbs, but no, you rolling chance orbs. See if I can just every once in a while roll a rare. Or just alching things, but I'm not quite sure. Okay. That thing I said about not too scary, that just happened just before I got ambushed by a pack of Devourers, right? And the Devourers were actually scarier than the boss here, the Blood Progenitor. So, yeah, okay. This game, for some reason, it has a very good... It's almost like a sixth sense. Every time I open up my mouth and say how things are not challenging, I instantly get assaulted by a large pack of monsters, or in some way, I have a very scary low-life situation on my hands. So let's go back and stash this. So, yeah. Thank you, game, for correcting me. I should not underestimate the difficulty. Oh, we got a unique of sorts, wasn't it? Imbued wand, what are you? Moon Sorrow, level 59. Requires a ton of int. Socketed gems are supported by level 5 blind. Increased spell damage. Increased physical, intelligence, extra lightning damage, increased casting speed, chance to blind enemies on hit. Okay. Well, if you just look at the pure spell damage bonus, it's going to be a 50% bonus to spell damage. And there's no defensive bonuses on this. So my current wand, which has a ton of defensive options, is only a little bit worse. And blind doesn't really help me all that much, I think. I mean, it's a defensive thing, but I don't really hit stuff all that often, so I'm not gonna blind a lot of enemies. Maybe if I put it on my golem, that might work. There, scary guys. Especially if they shoot those balls with a lot of them at the same time. I think they're probably spells. I mean, otherwise I probably would have dodged some of them. Or maybe I actually have my life to thank due to the fact that they're just projectiles and not spells. That I actually would have died otherwise. But I have to look that up, Devourer mechanics. Now I understand why people think Devourers are scary. A single Devourer is not that scary. A pack of Devourers like that, that is scary. But, well, we managed to run another map. So, Treasure Island, checked off of the list of maps I have completed. So, that was it. Next episode is going to be regular content again, and then then the episode after that's going to be another map, until I get to the point where I might run multiple maps and done a little bit of content. Depends a bit on how my tank ability progresses versus the maps and content difficulty. I think maps are probably easier to progress with right now than the actual game content, because you did the piety fight yesterday and that was rather scary. Lowest life I hit was 1400 left out of 2500 plus 1700 energy shield. So increasing my defensive options a little bit before progressing would make me feel a bit safer for Dominus. But anyway, that was it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching and hope to see you again next time. Bye bye.